Hi and welcome to another Type with Me. In this video I want to talk about something that's really great. I'm gonna talk about, well, vibe coding, right? I just want to create something by using AI agents and new flows. So in this video I'm gonna use Google Antigravity. We're gonna vibe code something. I don't know what will be there, so let's see how and what will happen. So first, this is a vibe coding session. I don't know where this will end up. We'll experiment with Google Antigravity, see what works, what breaks, and what we learn along the way. So are you in with me to just look into what antigravity could be? Well, let's dive in. So one of my methods that I usually use is I just have an idea and I go to Gemini, or you can go to ChatGPT or the cloud, whatever, and you can say, can you help me write an initial prompt for creating a project in anti-gravity with Dino in mind, so we can host it with Dino deploy. And before I was just already chatting and seeing what I could do. Is Dino better to host on it? How can we create certain things live? So my first thing was, is it possible to vibe code a deck building game where you can play against each other in real time using WebRTC? Can we host it on Vercel and start with a simple setup? So then it provides me with some kind of options. It's really cool to read through because you also learn a lot about it, right? And then I ask, is Dino a better choice to host on? And well, he has some things like the Dino part professional, full control. We have full control over our WebSockets within Vercel. We don't have that. We only have PureJS Cloud, right? And then he says like the anti-gravity mission control prompt looks like this, and then he gives you a mission prompt where you have the mission: build a real-time multiplayer deck builder, create a peer-to-peer card game using WebRTC for gameplay and Dino for signaling. Technical stack would be Dino. We use a lightweight WebSocket server on Dino, Next.js or Vite, or we can use Fresh framework, native WebRTC, and here are our tasks for our agent, right? So if I copy paste this and we go towards anti-gravity, we can see what will be. Right, so I copy paste it right here. The great thing on anti-gravity is that you can start here. It's an empty folder. Another thing that you need to know here is that here you can check planning or fast. Agent will execute task directly. This is a simple task that can be completed faster. Or we can choose for planning, and here we can choose our models. See, I used Claude a lot, so now I need to go towards Gemini. Gemini 3 Flash is really fast, so I really like that model. So let's send it out and see what happens. Again, I don't know. Like I said before, it's not planned before. I didn't try this out, so I don't know what will come out of it. But it's interesting. Here you see actually which tasks he's going to do. A multiplayer deck builder task list or project setup, initialize Dino backend, initialize frontend, signaling server, implementing WebSocket, room logic, handle offers, answers, and eyes candidates. Then we have our front-end WebRTC implementation. And actually, if you don't like certain thing, you can just here do a comment, and then you say, hey, around this task, I don't like it, or do this or do that, and you can very easily provide some kind of a feedback on it. And here you see sometimes you need to click on accept. I forgot it, but here, for example, you then just say accept. He runs then that code, right? So it's also important to understand. So here, MPX, create VT latest template, React.js, no interactive. You see, yes, and he's going to scaffold a lot of things. So when you're vibe coding and you're working together in the chat, you always need to check what is going on there. So npm install and npm install tailwind post css auto prefix and mpx tailwind. So these are things that are important to then accept, and then he's going to execute these kind of things, right? And then you see here is again thinking, and you can see which kind of process is running in the background and what he's doing there. Of course, here you can see what he has created, and you see here 70 new lines and 0 lines are being removed. Same thing with the other things he's creating. One of the things that I really like to do when I do vibe coding is, of course, let him first finish everything. So you can go back here. You see again what he is doing, is thinking. I'm currently working on implementing the game loop. So he's implementing the game loop. But then you can go to each kind of change and try to understand it. Of course, in the beginning, he generates a lot of things. And then I just recommend that you very fastly or easily go over the changes that he's doing right here. But afterwards, you just look into it, test it, and see what you can do about it. But here you see UI development. So he did now all these tasks, and then here you see UI development, vibe, heavy game board with tailwind, copy invite link feature, and then verification, test real-time sync with to Windows. And you need to know that Antigravity can very easily verify things. Of course, like I said before, we need to look into what our agent is asking of us. So we sometimes need to accept certain things. You see here red going on, so he will also understand that there are errors. But for me, it's really amazing to see how advanced these kind of models are. So one of the things that's really great is the fact that they can do a lot of human things, like, hey, there is some kind of an error. So now I guess the model knows, like, hey, there is an error in the browser, I need to fix it. You can copy paste the error, you can go back and forward, think, and find solutions for it. So it's just a loop where the agent needs your input. So here, return to the agent. Okay, so I know he needs my input. So expand, let's say here, remove overlay, blah. So like you see, he's doing a lot of things again, checking VJ, and here you see, yeah, we don't see a lot here. So what we need to do is again accept certain things here, accept. Now when we go here, you see you already have a peer-to-peer deck building game, right? Which is quite amazing, actually. And you see here the agent now, and that's because of the fact that we see here some kind of a border, blurry border around it. And here it says agents need your input, which is great, because then we can go here again, investigate why buttons may not be clickable, and check for connection issues. And then we say here accept, and just accepting everything, and just thinking again. So we're just gonna view, and here you can see view. Again, confirm. You see, he copied the invite link. How cool is this? Really, it's just crazy how you can just like say and create things within the browser without a human doing this. It's really, really, really insane, right? I'm really blown away by this experience. It's really something that I think for rapid prototyping, having your IDs out and testing things with real users, a really game changer. I think if you are in product design and you want to bridge engineering and fast prototyping, test things out, get your IDs out, this is really amazing. This is really amazing. It is still like searching. Oh, here he has connected with an opponent, and he's now testing out this kind of functionality, how to connect with a component, with a an opponent. And he's really struggling, but on the other hand, I think it's interesting to see how he's just iterating and adapting and changing his own mind, right? And here he is. He's connecting again. You have your opponent's deck, and it really looks cool, right? Yeah, it really looks amazing in my opinion. Hey, and here you have a card, and it's actually just a normal game card. It's not really something I had in mind. I had more in mind something like Magic the Gathering, but okay, it's the first play, right? So you just play your own card, and then your opponent plays a card, and you have some kind of a peer-to-peer nice game there where you can play against your opponents, right? And so when he is ready, you'll see here, and I'm just gonna click this away a little bit. You see here the walkthrough of the real-time multiplayer deck builder. Demonstrate the signaling server, the peer-to-peer WebRTC connection and the synchronized gameplay. And here you see I finished building the real-time multiplayer deck builder, which is functional and uses native WebRTC peer-to-peer communication. I addressed the UI interaction issue you mentioned, which was caused by a Tailwind v4 setup error and buttons being disabled while waiting for connection. You can now open the app, copy the invite link and play with a second tap in real time. I've attached a walkthrough with a recording of the working synchronization. So if you then open the walkthrough here, then we can read through it. Also there you need to know that, like, hey, you can provide some kind of feedback, like I showed before here, feedback, and then say, hey, this I don't like, and then you enter and you provide a little bit of feedback towards the agent. Joining room, card synchronization, playing a card in one window immediately updates the opponent place area in the other. Battle evaluation, round winners are currently calculating and reset after a delay. Deck counts are synchronized across both peers. And then start singling server, start front end. So this really gives you a complete overview of how you need to use this. And then again, like I said before, you can go here and you can then read what he has written down as code, right? And then you can say, okay, I accept this. You accept this. You go to the next one. This is the CSS. You accept this, or you don't accept it, because maybe you have some kind of a comment that you want to provide towards the agent. So I say accept changes. You use loop here. That's with the values, and again I think it's nice because it's just ordinary cards, but we didn't specialize or specify that, right? So it's just using that as some kind of a mechanism, but we can iterate on it. I can say later on, yeah, I don't like this, I just want to have something else. So I just do it differently. Here, for example, I want to say maybe I want to enter instructions. So can we come up with a better title or name for our game, question mark, and then you can ask this, and of course your agent will then either dual peer-to-peer card battle, and so it can give you a better name. And here we say also accept changes. Here we have our card within React, right? Just accept it. And here we have our board, and I can just recommend it to read through the code, really understand what's happening. Here, for example, right, you copy the invite. We do navigator.copy, and one of the things I always try to do is just here toggle between the agent and then toggle here and see what's going on. Here we have our status colors, and then we have our board itself, which has a lot of code right here. But it's very good to just very fastly go over what's happening here and then yeah, just accept things, right? So next step I would like to do is go more into the direction of a Magic the Gathering game. So I would like to see our deck building game go more into the direction of Magic the Gathering and Everdell kind of game where we have a card with defense and offense points. And so I guess he now is looking into how he could change the Ether tool into more of a better game. So updating task list and implement plan for the new card game mechanics. So he's now, I guess, updating that. And then you see what is changing. So here is changing the use game loop, which is normal, right? Really touch into the game mechanics. So, and again, also in card, he is adding extra lines of code within our card.tsx. So that's also normal. And now he is testing out our new game, right? See effectively that your health points and your opponent health points are being put in there, and then you see your hand and your enemy summoned. So you need to invite your rival, and I find it quite good looking actually. It's now firing up our signal server. He is now testing things out. So that's also really cool, right? You just can see what your agent is doing, and hey, how cool is this? A mysterious force from the ether, and then cursed raven, a mysterious force from the ether. And one has 6 attack and 2 defense, and the other one has 4 attack and 1 defense. And your enemy has summoned an Ether Knight with 4 attack, 5 defense, and you just said like, hey, I want to have that as well. You can then fight against each other and see who wins, right? Then again, you see you have 18 and your opponent has 19 there. And then here you see dual mechanism and what he's doing. I'm now satisfied with the current state of the battle system, verified turn sequence, card draws and so on. So he's then really rendering out everything, and the system flagged. And what I really like about this is the fact that you now can create some kind of a cool game. You can deploy it somewhere, just really iterate together with your agents, create something very cool that you really like to play yourself, and then launch it actually into the real world and try to get attraction. So I will also try to get this live and put a link so you can try this game out yourself. I will iterate a little bit more onto it because of course this is a big video, and we can keep on going into this video, but this gives already a little bit of a glimpse on how to vibe code and to create some kind of a first MVP of your game out in just half an hour, right? How great is this? We can get some kind of a full-blown game out of it in just half an hour. And then again here, you see what he did. Ether Dual is ready. I've implemented the MTG style mechanics, including HP tracking, hand management, and ATK dev battle logic. The real-time synchronization is verified and the game is fully playable. Check the updated walkthrough for a demo of the new tool system. And again here you see what he did, and again we can go here and see as well how he changes things. So here, handle spear actions. So here we have our card names, Ether Knight, Void Stalker, and here we have our colors. And we have our card. And a lot of other things, right? But then again, you could see like, hey, I would like to have this one in a separate TypeScript file with the colors and with certain other things. And then, for example, you can create some kind of a JSON out of it, right? So there you can then craft your cards itself, and you can ship your cards together with the system itself. Now a lot of things are still into the game loop TypeScript code, and what I would like to see is then that you can give a little bit more of feedback, and that's really what vibe coding would be like, right? Here you could say, hey, I don't like this, I just want to have because I think here create a card, and then you have here randomness, right, of your attack. And what I would like to see here, something that you can give as a feedback. I would like to have a TypeScript file or JSON where we can configure our cards with a range of attack and defense, as well as flavor. This will help in creating the card. And so you give him instructions, you have written or understand the code, right? So I think it's still very important to really have deep knowledge on how front-end application is working, but you give a lot of kind of freedom towards the agent itself. So you always need to steer things down there and look into how you would like to have your code constructed. You have something where you can very easily and very fastly iterate upon, and I think this is really a very cool thing. So that's the reason why I really wanted to create some kind of a video around this, so that you guys understand a little bit what I think will be the future of web development. You are having more superpowers, you'll have more capabilities to go with, and this will really help you to create cool, nice things. Go faster into your application, deploy things faster, test things faster, but you still need to have a human that is on the steering wheel, right? So really understand what the code is, really understand what the agent is doing, and really understand, like, hey, we have your components, we have your board, this is the board, right, that we saw, and hey, this is a card, and the card really has card hidden on click is small, here where we render our card, that you really understand actually what the reasoning behind certain things are. Yeah. Like here, this is our hooks with our use game loop, and where is our use game loop being used? Where is our use WebRTC being used? So if you get code that is being rendered out by AI, I still can recommend to understand the code. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a very big and long video around vibe coding, and probably yeah, something I hope you like to watch towards. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, or yeah, if you want to see more videos around this, then please tell me, and I will see you hopefully in the next one.